Welcome everyone, my name is Nicole and today we have a hip loving practice. so, uh, Hip focus, yes, and not crazy intense on the standing poses. So we'll get into them through lunges and staying a little bit closer to the earth. So let's begin seated. Maybe you want to sit up on a block, a bolster. If you find that's just more comfortable, your knees are riding high, and then root down through your sitting bones. Pull in through your core, roll your shoulders back, and begin breathing deeply in through the nose and out the nose. Just taking time to connect. How are you feeling? If you have gotten this far, right, I feel that is the hardest part, so congratulations. You've made it. Let's just enjoy the rest of our practice. Bring the palms together. And maybe you want to set an intention for the class. Maybe just something you'd like to see a little more of in your life. Or maybe you want to dedicate this practice to someone else. And go ahead and drop the hands down. Let's begin by dropping our left ear off to our left shoulder. Breathe into your neck. Inhale through center and then off the other way. Inhale through center. Now look over your left shoulder. Drop your nose down. Inhale up and through center. Looking over your right shoulder. Drop your nose down to your right armpit and breathe. Inhale, look up, back through center. Let's move through some twists here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale through center and twist the other way. Inhaling, flow here. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center, do a little forward fold. Maybe cup the fingers, press your bum back into the floor, and drop the head down. And then come back up. Switch the cross on your legs. Clasp your hands and do little figure eights with the wrists here. Palms pressing firmly together. Beautiful. And then if you want to get some spinal circles in here, just circle one direction. You can go as fast or as slow. Just try to make it feel nice, like a nice little massage here, and then switch directions. And back to center, right hand off, a little side stretch, draw the shoulder back down. If it's right, you got it riding on your ear, you can look up or you can rest your head down. Inhale through center, reach off the other way, up and over. And inhale, coming on up, and we're gonna shift around now onto all fours. Just under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spreading bright. And go ahead and move through some cat-cow here. So tilting your tailbones, press down and away with the hands for our cow. And then pulling through the core around behind the back of the heart. Drop the head for cat. And then rock back and forth between the two. Trying to move nice and smooth with your breath. Come back to neutral. Turn your hand over so the back of your hand is now on the mat, and flick your fingernails into the mat. Wrist is directly under your shoulder here. Maybe you just stick with one, or you could work both at the same time, or one at a time. If you have just the one, go ahead and switch now. And then come over onto your fists. Right in the knees a little bit, so you flatten the feet, so you can come back into a child's pose like position. You can turn your hands back around and really pressing down and away strongly, almost like downward dog arms here. And then we're going to engage our glutes. So squeeze your right butt cheek and release. Squeeze your left butt cheek and release. And then just go back and forth and really try to squeeze as hard as you can. So we have a thing now where a lot of people can't engage their glutes. Too much sitting. So get in there, loosen it up, and don't worry if you can't get it right, because it takes a little bit. And then pause, and we'll do both at the same time. So squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Just a few more. Beautiful. Now come up on all fours. You can prepare to engage the core. Step your right foot through between your hands. Extend out strongly through your back heel. Lift the knee. Low lunge. Just take a moment here for your body to get used to this shape. Keep breathing. You can use blocks on either side if you'd like. And we're going to stay low, but we're going to walk to the other side of the mat. So we're going to turn, face the long edge for a moment, turning our toes and then turning all the way around, coming to low lunge on the other side. breathing. And then walking back through center, back to the front. And if you have blocks, you just kind of like walk them with you. Lowering the back knee now. Press through your front heel. And I'm not just coming back, but I'm really just trying to square my right hip back. And then you have blocks here. Keep a little micro bend in that front knee. Keep your core engaged. And you can even just keep your chin lifting if you know that helps you keep it nice without having to crunch at all. Or you can come as far forward and then let the head relax from there. Inhale your chin, shift forward. Now open your foot to the side of your mat a little bit so you have space to bring your hands under your shoulders. You can release the top of the back foot if you'd like, or you can keep your toes curled under. Keep breathing nice, deep, steady breaths. And curl the back toes under, lift your back knee, and we're gonna turn again, walking through center, coming to the back of our mat. And lower your back knee. Send that left hip back. Square it back. And then inhale. Chin. Pull that chin forward. And then maybe drop the head. And then shifting forward, opening that front foot off a little more to the side of the mat. So you can bring your hands on your shoulders, or if you're on the blocks, you can uncurl your back toes if you'd like. And then curl those back toes under, lift your knee, turn back through center and all the way back around to the front. Once more, go ahead and step into plank, pausing here. Take a breath in and then exhale the elbows in, lower all the way down. Inhale, roll your shoulders. Baby cobra, no arms. And then exhale. You can bring your hands out in front. And we're going to do a few half frogs here. draw, or full frog. So for half, draw your right knee up at a 90. So it's coming straight on my hip, down. So squared. And I'm breathing, encouraging this right hip to melt and relax down. And if you want to do both at the same time, and just draw your other knee. And they do the same thing, just maybe we're not releasing all the way down. So I'm gonna be here for a moment. So just breathe deeply. And if you're only doing one, I'll try to remind you here in about halfway when to switch. All right, if you are doing half, you can draw that leg back and do the other side. And any of us that are in full frog, keep breathing and always know you can come out anytime. Okay, hands under shoulders, very gently, and then you kind of lift up to come out. I know it's kind of a hard one to come out gracefully, but let's find our way back to a seat. Okay. We'll sway here if we sit on our heels. And then come forward onto all fours once more. We're going to draw our right knee behind your right wrist. Angle your foot in some so it comes just in front of your left hip, toes pointed. And we have our little pigeon. So you have your block, tight hips. Set it down on a block. Give yourself a little relief. And then if you don't feel anything, then you can bring that front shin at more of a 90. Wherever you are, let's focus on engaging, lifting up some. Inhale, raise your fingers to the sky. And then come down. If you want to forward fold now, go ahead. Just keep sending breath to your sensational places. And then we're going to bring our hands under our shoulders. Inhale, lift up if you fold it over, or just lift off if You've stayed upright. Give yourself a little bit of ah. And then let the hips fall off to the right. Draw that back leg all the way around and hook it over your thigh. Take time to sit evenly on your sitting bones. And then left hand behind you. Inhale your right fingers, really getting nice and tall, and then coming forward some, hooking, re-straightening and looking over the left shoulder, or just clasping that knee and the elbow. Breathing in length, and then exhale, maybe slight micro twists deeper. And then turn your head back, and the rest of you come undone. Come back to all fours. And the left side. So left knee behind left wrist, pointing the toes at an angle towards your right hip. Using a block under your left hip to take some of the tension off. Working towards sinking down. And then inhale, let's rise, squeeze. Lift those fingers high. And then if you want to forward fold now, go ahead. Or just stay upright, breathing deeply. All right, and hands under shoulders. Inhale, rise up. And then let the hips fall off to the left, and that back leg comes all the way around, hooking over your thigh. Taking time to sit evenly, sit tall, and then right fingertips behind you. Inhale, left fingers really reach, maybe look up. And then as your core is engaged, as you kind of come forward here so you can hook and then re-straighten. You don't want to stay collapsed. You want to make sure you are feeling very long. And you look over your right shoulder. And if that doesn't work right, then just stay tall and hook that knee. And breathe in length. And then exhale, maybe slight twist deeper on the exhale. And then head back to center, and the rest of you, your legs out, and then bringing the soles of the feet together for a little Baddha Konasana. Press the soles strongly together, and then maybe bring the hands behind you. Lift, get tall. Maybe come a little closer to your feet. And then you open them like a book. Keep the binding. And drawing in. So it's an active pose. Chin lifts. Come forward. Wherever you are, just breathe. And then I'll come on up, lean back, bend the legs long. Take time to roll each thigh and bum out so you sit down evenly. Press down through your heels. Maybe bend your knees so much that you can your torso touches. And then only straighten your legs in so much as you can maintain that contact. And you can really pull and just stay nice and long here, chin lifted. You could use a strap if you can't reach your feet, so just lasso it and then pull. Beautiful. Come on out. And then we're gonna bend the knees and we're prepared to lay down onto our backs. And keep the knees bent. And we're doing cactus the arms. Be as wide as the mat. Let's just tick-tock the knees off one way, inhale through center, and off the other way. Inhaling, exhaling. And pause one way. Inhale back through center. Exhale off to the side and pause there. And then knees back through center. Go ahead and hug them in. Roll around on your low back if that feels nice to you. A little massage. Hands on knees. Press away, straightening your arms. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, press away. Hug the knees in on the inhale. Press them away on the exhale. Really flattening your back into the mat. And then grab for the outside edges of your feet. Draw your knees down towards the outside of your torso. Happy baby. Roll around here if that works. Or just hold, pressing the knees, pressing your whole back, head, lower back, straight down, relaxing into the mat. and then soles of the feet together, touching, rest them down, knees wide. And as we prepare to come into Shavasana, keep the soles of the feet touching as you extend them along the mat. And then when it feels natural to keep them together, let them splay open, palms face up. And take any little variations or anything that will bring you more comfort for our final resting pose. The eyes close down and just let go of all the doing. Take this time to integrate your practice for the next several minutes, and I'll guide you out when it's time. If you're ready to come out, if my rooster is being very annoying, sorry. Always feel free to stay as long as you like in Shavasana. I think 15 minutes is really kind of like a sweet spot. So, but let's roll to your right side. Take some breaths in there. And then as you're ready, use your hands to push yourself back to a seated position. Notice how you're feeling. And if there's any changes between the beginning of class and now, not to judge any differences or anything, but just to notice, which is harder than it sounds. Thank you so much for practicing with me. The light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. Take care.